Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. I love this game. I also hate this game. I'm not sure why I'm making this video. I guess it's more of just me rambling about Siege. Playing Siege is a wild roller coaster of emotions. Siege's gameplay loop is amazing. It's unforgiving, harsh, challenging, however you want to describe it. But when you're on top of the world in a match, man, it feels good. It makes me sad that Siege isn't more recognized in the mainstream gaming sphere for how amazing the game is. Siege was originally released in 2015, and the game has gone through many phases. Not only phases of the game itself, but gaming and the internet as a whole. But let me make this clear, and I've been wanting to say this for a long time. Siege is the best shooter on the market. Siege may not be as big as battle royales such as Fortnite, Apex Legends, or Call of Duty Warzone. It's not some ugly game like Valorant. Yes, I said that. And while I must respect Counter-Strike for being the elder in the group, for me personally, Siege is above all these games as a tactical shooter. I love Siege. I hate Siege. Can I even make up my mind? I love Siege. I hate Siege. I mean, what can I say? Rainbow Six Siege is a good game, at least when you're not getting your ass kicked. Because when you make impossible defense site setups, when you go for the initiative on attack, damn, the game is just so much fun. I haven't been obsessed with any other shooter since discovering Siege. I did play Battlefield 1 a lot in 2018, but I haven't touched it or another game in the franchise since then. I won't act like there wasn't a game that almost made me drop Siege completely, but the differences in genre made me appreciate Siege even more. Because at least in this game, you have a chosen loadout and you have to make work for what you have. While playing Call of Duty, I was terrible at search and destroy. So for me to pick up Siege, I was terrified. But how I began to love Siege as a tactical shooter it is, was from how worn out I was from Modern Warfare 2019's Warzone game mode. My friends told me to buy Siege. I had no idea what the game even was. The only reason I recognized the game was because of the famous meme of the recruits breaking into old house. FBI, open up! My first season of Siege was in 2020, Operation Void Edge. Iana and Oryx came out. Remember when everyone thought they were useless ops? Now nearly everybody plays them. With Siege, I knew absolutely nothing. Remember the utility meta? Well, at the time, I didn't even know what that was. Didn't know the operators, didn't know the maps, didn't know the flow of what a match of Rainbow Six Siege was like. Look at this gameplay.
Oh, where?
When I loaded into the first situation as recruit, I was horrified at how clunky Siege is on controller. Everything was just so slow. Everything had to have a purpose and be deliberate. The sprinting, the vaulting, switching weapons, every piece of movement had to be right. Otherwise you get caught lacking with your gun down. I'm going to be honest, when I watch old Siege videos pre-2019, the cracked gamer leaning and ADSing makes me vomit. Look, if you played this game during year 1 to year 3 and now you hate the game for what it is now, I understand. I really do. But I'm gonna be honest with you. As someone who started playing since 2020, I don't want to play this old version of Siege at all. We talk about the TDM meta, but Siege used to have insta ADS speeds to just literally become a mouse and click game. On PlayStation and Xbox, one thing that sets Siege apart from other shooters is the lack of aim assist. It's both the worst and best decision Ubisoft has ever made for the game. My console players, I feel your pain. Because oh my gosh, aiming in Siege is just so difficult, yet it makes the game so unique. Siege isn't a game with slide canceling 300-mile-per-hour movement, but just leaning and crouching were an art form to master on controller. Even with stupid, pathetic mouse and keyboard players, y'all are actually an embarrassment and need to repent of your sins. Siege was just so much fun. Even if I wasn't good at the game, for some reason I wanted to get better at the game. I think what revolutionized my love for Siege was back in 2020 when Varsity Gaming posted Champion Crew. Just looking at how a high-ranked Siege game is played, absolutely amazing to me. Me and my friends just ran around, didn't know what to do, and then I found out the game played at a higher level is just way different than what I expect. The callouts, the knowledge of angles, and most important of all, team composition. This wasn't my friends running around like bots, wondering where the attackers are. These are YouTubers who know how to play the game. And I guess from there, my understanding of Siege changed. It wasn't some scary game of cat and mouse. It wasn't a milsim, and you weren't LARPing as a cop. It was just a knowledge-based game with FPS mechanics. My aim is dog water on controller, but if I master the maps with their flow, angles, callouts, positioning, if I understand operator interactions, then I could be better at the game. And wouldn't you know? Now look at this gameplay. This is after 3 years of playing Siege. You said cool vibes, right?
Yeah, cool. Watch out. Yeah, there's someone there. Go, yo.
Still there?
I don't know. He destroyed my cam, but I think he's still there.
Go Z. Rotation dead, Coast. You could try.
Here.
Got bases there.
Nice shot.
I understand Siege a lot better than I've ever had before. Pre-firing, making sure to drone areas and listen for sound, creating head holes for lines of sight. It helps that the meta right now, the so-called TDM meta, or more accurately in my opinion, the swing or be swung meta, it's taught me to be more confident in myself. The defenders are going to win if you don't pressure them when you're on attack, and if you're scared on defense, you're just giving the attackers more leverage to corner you. I know, that sounds really deep, but if you think about a match of Siege, everything is just intense. I'm still trying to get used to playing with mouse and keyboard. It blows my mind how insane PC players are. They're perfect tracking and flicking to heads. This is still beyond my level, to be honest. I'm getting better and more comfortable, but I have a long ways to go. But to me, PC Siege is still much more enjoyable than console Siege. If you're a gamer and you love Siege, but you only play on console, you're doing yourself a great disservice. Please, get a PC for not only just Siege, but other games as well. With regards to the game itself, Siege is at its most fun when you're relaxed and you just want to win. It's unmotoring to the building and giving no crap whatsoever. Down the hall, Yana. I'm inside.
You're inside, you're inside.
It's your friend droning you in and catching every defender off guard.
Watch out, they got an Osmi right here. They got an angle on you. They got a crazy angle. Watch out with the stairs. No, the stairs.
Stairs dead. Parts of Siege that every Call of Duty player hates, I love. I love setting up sight. I find it satisfying. But no, people find that boring and want to spawn peek as Warden or Doc. Maybe that's their definition of fun. But I'm trying to win the round in the long run. I like droning. I don't have the skills to just flick on everyone without droning in and having info. I'm sorry, I suck at the game, but that's what makes Siege unique. Having intel on your enemies is actually vital to winning. If you have the most basic of game sense of where your team is, where they died, potential areas an enemy could be, you've already done like half your homework in a game of Siege. And I love that. Every operator is unique, and something about this meta of Siege just makes every op fit in and feel right.
What do you mean by that?
Are some ops better than others? Yeah, Solis is the bane of my existence. Fenrir is just a more tolerable 2020 Malusi. There are some ops I want to be successful with, but aren't just viable in practice. I love Brava. Yet, her issue is that more like you're going for default cams, and every other cool thing you can hack, like Peccan, it's just a bonus, but on attack, time is actively working against you until you plant the diffuser. She would be my favorite attacker if it weren't for that. My favorite attacking op right now is Iana, the only entry fragger I will tolerate. Why? Zofia and Sledge became fat asses, and Ash to this day doesn't feel right to me without flashbangs and 3 charges on her launcher. Also, I love playing the hard breachers except Maverick. Why did Ubisoft take away the frag grenades? I like helping out the team, I like opening up the wall. Is that so much to ask for? All the hard breachers and their guns? They're insane, especially Ace. I also like Jackal because I feel stylish sniffing feet. Maybe I'll throw in a Lion and Dokubi every once in a while. I never thought Osa would be a decent pick too. Osa's cool as well. Sense and the Grim buff are so fun to play around. It feels so fun annoying defenders. Like these ops aren't necessary, but if I need to get active with them, I will. My favorite defenders are a bit more diverse. Fenrir is so good. Holy crap. I love Valkyrie. And Malusi is still good. I just cry at the fact that she is so slow even though she doesn't look like it at all. Same thing with Rooney. Love her gadget and loadout. I hate her speed. Why is she a 3 armor? Who asked for this change? I should learn to play Asami more. I just so basic in side steps with her. Just expanding cover for tables and stuff. Look at this short from the YouTuber Gregor.
The way you get distance is by hanging the Kibas on map terrain stuff like this. On this lamp here.
I'm speechless, bro. I'm speechless. Like, if this is so creative. Like, I can't imagine these kind of things as an Azumi player. Nothing like a classic smoke shotgun in SMG-11. So satisfying. Bandit Kai for getting the walls when nobody else wants to be a team player. And sometimes I dip my toes into the trap operators. Capcan and Frost specifically. In my opinion, Thorn is ass. Rather play Ella. Sometimes I switch things up and frag out with Wumai. I will never pick Warden. I have too much self-respect for myself to pick Warden. Which is why I play Oryx. It makes me sad that there was a time when people made fun of Warden for being the worst op in the game. Now look at him. Everybody picks him just for the MPX with the 1.5 ACOG. Shit pisses me off, man. Maps wise, I like most of the maps in this game. To this day, I'm still learning insane angles, about cam spots, pre-placed drone spots, angles to constantly pre-fire. One thing I think Siege players constantly underestimate is map knowledge. You can know how your gadget works, you can have a 1.5 on your gun, but if you don't know the map, tough luck. Learn the maps, seriously, it will really help you out in the long run. I mean, there are a few maps I don't really like, but don't necessarily hate them, and they're both casual maps. Reworked Favela and Yacht. I like playing. I like Reworked House. I want Old House, but Reworked House is cool. Fortress is okay. Hereford Base is okay when you're feeling yourself. And Tower is okay, but at times can be absolutely horrendous. I don't have any hatred for any ranked maps. Maybe only Theme Park though. Sometimes I hate Siege so much, but it's not like Destiny 2 or Grand Theft Auto Online where I just slog back into playing the game just for the grind of better digital material stuff. In Siege, I just play for fun. Some seasons I don't play ranked because I like quick play and unranked so much. I like playing the game. So much about Siege I love. I don't know why. I just appreciate the mechanics in the game of it so much. I already mentioned it, but just playing Siege with friends is just so much fun. It is competitive at times, it is stressful, but just laughing and making jokes with your friends, I don't get that feeling with any other game really.
Yeah, but I don't want to get you killed by the mirror. I don't want to get you killed. I don't want to get you killed.
Yeah, I was just hoping none didn't. Cause all Oza is just peer pressure and bait.
Peer pressure. Crowd control, it's not peer pressure, bro. Who are your peers, bro? Who are your peers, dude?
Oh,
your peers?
I have no enemy.
I gotta feed them.
On the split door. You can fry this one.
Okay.
Oh my, you're just
no,
crouching, just slow. Go, 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 go! And you lose the gunfight.
Oh my god, oh, so I'm sorry. I'm sorry I'm like you.
Come on, it's Rainbow Six Siege. As cute and mushy-wushy is to say, I play Rainbow Six Siege to challenge myself in an intense 5v5 shooter with complex mechanics. At the end of the day, it's still Siege. You're going to die a lot. You're going to fail a lot. You're going to embarrass yourself a lot. For some of you that are so talented at shooters, this game is easy stuff, but I bet there's actually very few of you, and I'm willing to bet that even the best of you still lose, even when you're playing to the best of your ability. The current state of ranked and casual Siege allows people to just run into sight and kill everyone without a single care in the world. Some people are that good. I'm not. I leave people 1 HP, give a call out, and cry out to heaven about how ass I am at Siege. For me, I don't get frustrated by unexpected things in Siege. If I don't expect something and die, the enemies outsmart me. That's it. I can't get mad. For example, maybe I get spawn peeked. Oh boo-hoo. I'm not one of those people who go into text chat and say, "You play like a weirdo." That kind of reaction makes no sense to me. When I do get genuinely mad, it's stuff like the infamous Siege timing, someone baiting for an entire round and you just so happen to finally be in their sights, or losing an easy gunfight you have 100% confidence in winning. That one's really bad. Sometimes I get frustrated at people playing ranked and not knowing default sight setups. What? We'll get to that in a bit actually. If I see one more person fully reinforced quad wall and kitchen on coastline, that shit makes me want to nuke the planet. If you're not playing with people you know, it's gonna be tough. To be fair, this is an issue with all team-based games. The difficulty of Siege makes me question whether or not Siege could really truly be a casual game. You have mechanics such as one-shot headshot, and well, I don't know if the average casual person would enjoy this game. Siege is a better game when you understand it competitively, and the divide between the top players and the average players, it's continually growing. I don't think there's a solution for it. You're always learning something new in Siege. There will always be someone better than you, and I accept that, but getting your ass kicked is not fun, man. Not only is Siege a video game with tax shooter fundamentals and knowledge, Siege is a mental game as well, and I have to admit, the competitive nature of Siege, and even other comp shooters, it can drain the life out of your soul, man. It's good to take a break with Siege every once in a while because man, this game's tough. Siege, just like any other video game out there, has its own culture surrounding its player base, and boy, the Siege community is just so terrible. I cherish the times I play with randoms who know how to play the game, and I'm the one looking like a bot. Instead, I get people who think they're bolo, peek every damn corner, don't even reinforce, die in the first few seconds, and then backseat their egos off into oblivion. In real life, sports teams recognize that morale is so important. And chemistry between teammates is not a choice. It is a necessity, unfortunately. These e-boy nerdy ass jockeys think they're so good at the game. And while there are so many people who are objectively better at the game than I ever will be, why don't they act like it? I don't expect the most from randoms anymore, but when you get good randoms who are asking for comms and fragging out, it's awesome and so refreshing. I previously mentioned the ego stuff, but Siege players are just so toxic. I'm talking about people who are there just to annoy you, and you're just like, why would you say those things to a stranger? Seriously. The internet has done some serious damage to our society, man. On the other hand, I feel so bad for new players. I sympathize with new players, but at times even I'm like, I get that in Siege, getting your ass kicked is part of the process of learning. But just doing things that just guarantee your death, I question sometimes. What I'm referring to specifically is just game sense. For example, randoms who just jump into a window even though someone already died there and it's guaranteed the enemy will be looking at their direction. Or when they're roaming, they die and they make you question whether or not they have a headset or they're playing off their monitor speakers. Even when they die though, I'm frustrated and disappointed, but I recognize that Siege is a game and I just, I move on to the next round. It's nothing deep, let's be honest. I'm not one of those people to bully new players. Even if I cringe a bit that they're playing bad, I'm not like that. It's not in my personality or temper to make fun of people and be toxic. But not the average Siege player. Ubisoft, please, 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 please introduce new tutorial sequences to help new players. I'm not just talking about the basics with the control schemes, I'm talking Siege fundamentals. Have a situation where a new player has to fight an AI spawn peeker on 3rd floor cafe. New players, if they don't have a stag to help them, they're fucked. And find the game too frustrating. The only reason I stayed was because playing Siege with friends gave me sanity. But without that, new players are so clueless and I hate to see them just fumble around, to be honest. Now, to be fair, people have their own personal preferences. And if they don't like Siege, they don't like Siege. Whether it's because of the one-shot headshot mechanic, the destruction, things that Siege players love, some people might hate. It differs between people, right? Also, before I forget, one word. Cheaters. Now, I'm relatively new to PC Siege. I've had PC Siege since Operation Neon Dawn, I believe, but only as recently as Operation Commanding Force that I've actually dedicated myself to playing PC Siege. I don't know if I've ran into any blatant cheaters. I mean, I've ran into some people who are just so talented at the game, but I don't know. And you just have to accept the fact that it's an online video game and this game is 8 years old. There'll be cheaters and I just have to accept that. Also, let's be real here. Siege players, just like Destiny players, even Ark players, we're the type of people to say, I hate Siege. It's my favorite game. You know what that sounds like? Stockholm Syndrome. To the people in game development, y'all are amazing and crazy for going through the harsh realities of creating a video game. You have my respect. I can't even code in basic programming languages. Thing is though, for something as delicate as Siege balancing, I don't get the decisions Ubisoft is making. Sometimes they're borderline awful changes. Get ready, boys and girls, this is the ranting part of the video. For example, I thought Sledge was the perfect operator of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. 2 speed, 2 armor, an LAE5 with 2.5 and 1.5 ACOGs, SMG-11, his own dedicated gadget, a sledgehammer meant to destroy soft walls or even soft floors. You got frag grenades, but you can use flashes if you're a weirdo. Sledge slowly got worse over time, and I don't know why. You see, Sledge lost his 2.5, and while the 1.5 ACOG is meta, why does Thatcher have the 2.0 on his LA5 but Sledge doesn't? Where's the logic in that? No, seriously, Siege has a history of dumbass sight balancing. I don't even use a 2.5 or 2.0 anymore, but Ubi not given a choice is just weird. He's now a 3 armor and 1 speed. Okay, makes sense, I guess. He's big and he's carrying a sledgehammer. Fair enough, fair enough. Thing is, being a fattass on attack, it's just so frustrating. Not necessarily because you're slow, although that is a factor. It's your noise. Everything in Siege makes a noise. But being a 3 armor, a 1 speed, it's so bad on attack. You can take more hits from Mozzie P10 Rolling mains, but they aim for the head. When you shoot the head, people die. Why did Sledge lose the SMG-11? The only attacker now that has the SMG-11 is Amaru, and I like Amaru, but I want Sledge to have the SMG-11 as well. I don't play Sledge anymore, to be honest. He has grenades, but so what? I'll pick Buck. And he doesn't have nades. Why is Zofia a 1 speed? As I mentioned with my favorite defenders, why is Melusia 1 speed? Why is Arunia 1 speed? Why did Thunderbird lose her C4? It was really the only thing going for her. I still remember when Thunderbird used to be better than Dog in every single way. Now they buffed Dog so that his gadget fully heals himself and others, and he has the Bailiff now. Thunderbird's left in the dust again. Why did Maverick lose his nades? Finka losing nades, okay, I can get behind. She was the face of 2022's LMG meta, but Maverick? Just for fun. Ash is Siege's poster girl, yet she feels kinda mid to be honest. I'm evil. I think zoom scopes on her R4C and another breach charge on her launcher would help her. Come on, Ubisoft, would it really hurt? Why did Twitch lose her foregrip on her FAMAS? Who uses the F2 anymore? People now, including pros, only use the DMR now, and that makes me sad. Why are we making every op worse instead of making every op amazing? Ubisoft, what is it gonna be? Tell us what your goals are in a clear, direct, and concise manner. If your goal is to change the meta every once in a while, and the way we understand these operators, tell us. Instead, we feel frustrated and think y'all are chickens without a head, just making random decisions even though you guys, to be honest, probably aren't. But even when you guys make those decisions, sometimes we're like, what? We love your game. But when another patch comes around shifting the 1.5 around, when the new Frost change is shown, which for some reason was worthy of being on the 2023 roadmap, like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all balancing the game to reach a perfect state? Or are you balancing the game to shake things up? The wind delta maps they show every patch notes, at this point really doesn't mean anything. At times it feels like y'all are just making decisions based off pure analytical data and not the experiences gamers are having. This isn't real, this is me just speculating. Imagine this, when Warden loses his 1.5, becomes a 3 armor anchor, loses his C4, who will be next? Will it be Goyo? Will it be Wamai? Ubisoft, what is the goal with Siege? How can we have broken ops like Asami, Solis, Fenrir, yet Ubi hasn't touched Blackbeard in 2 to 3 years? And then Osa came out. Tachanka is still awful. Change him, please. Okay, I can be here all day about operator balancing and changes, so I'll move on. Going on to another topic, Ubi has stated they wanted to have 100 operators in Siege, which is a noble goal, right? But where are the new guns? Where's my MTAR or Tavor? Where's my Glock 18? Where's my PP Bison? The Striker, etc. Where's the PP2000? I don't want to see the Bearing 9 reused ever fucking again. This game has been out for nearly 8 years. Why doesn't this game have as many guns as Payday 2 or Battlefield 4? I hate seeing the ITA-12S and the Bailiff be used as band-aids for operator balancing. If we're going to reuse weapons, can we at least have 2 ops get new guns every year? Just 2 ops. Just 2 ops. I'll be fair to the developers. Having multiple guns in a shooter makes game balancing extremely difficult, and the devs of Siege sure have a fun time with that. I feel like an internet whiny nerd who thinks who knows what's best for the game, but at the same time, I guess Ubisoft spoiled us. Ubisoft is a AAA developer, and for 5 years, every season had a new map and 2 operators with new guns for those operators. Maybe Payday 2 and Battlefield 4 spoiled me, I guess. Am I asking for too much? I feel like I am. Hell, I'll say this right now. 1 op per season is not an issue for me. But when I see reused guns, I'm like, ugh. Hey guys, Redacted TV here from the future. So I actually decided to count how many guns are in Siege. So Siege has 25 assault rifles, 21 pistols, 23 if you count Zero's 5.7 and Cav's Brazilian M9 as separate guns, 8 LMGs, 8 marksman rifles, 18 shotguns, 20 SMGs, 5 machine pistols, 4 different shields, and the Gon 6 is considered a hand cannon. So, with the amount of guns in Siege, I've realized Siege has a lot of guns already. For 5 years, every operator got a new gun, and maybe that was unsustainable. Does Siege actually need more guns? My answer is still the same. I'm not begging for much. I'm not begging every operator every year to get a new gun. I'm just asking for 2 ops, because with the way we have it now with just 1 op getting a new gun per year, it feels like we're getting breadcrumbs. Since 2019, starting with Operation Phantom Sight, that's when Nook and Warden came out, Ubisoft would begin to reuse guns. So 2 seasons later, in Operation Shifting Tides, we got Kali, who had a sniper. Okay, cool. Now to be fair, 2019 also released with Mozzie and Gridlock in Operation Burnt Horizon, and they had new guns. In 2020, year 5 for Siege, only Zero got a new gun, and it was an F2000 lookalike, which I actually really like and it's one of my favorite guns in the game. 2021, the Gon 6 and Thorn's weird Uzi configuration. I believe it's called the UZK. I don't play Thorn. In 2022, year 7 for Siege, Sense got the weird 9mm AR platform assault rifle, and that gun is really weird to be honest. At the time of making this video, Operation Dread Factor, we got no new guns. I could have sworn Ubi had plans to make the AR-57 for Nook, I believe. I might be wrong on that. But why was this gun scrapped? I'm actually a fan of the AR-57's unconventional design. Siege developers, y'all already have a hard time balancing guns between operators, let alone the guns themselves. So I don't know. I don't know if you have the funding. I don't know if I'm begging too much. I don't know. But I would like to see new guns in Siege. especially new secondaries because I'm so sick of shuffling around secondaries. Okay, we get new ops, but how about new maps? This is where I get really frustrated with the developers. This is it, I'm gonna say it. For nearly 3 years, Ubisoft literally reworked maps every fucking season. What the fuck? I'm lucky to be someone who started playing late in Siege's life that I had no knowledge of most of the original maps. But I feel so bad for players who have been playing since launch and went through that phase of Siege. Why did some maps lose their original art style, while other maps you couldn't even tell they changed? How come some maps felt exactly the same while others felt completely different? Thank God in 2022 we got 2 new maps. I love Nighthaven Labs and Emerald Plains, but the player base is actually kind of split on these maps, which makes me sad. I miss Old House. New House is okay, but Old House has so much more charm than New House will ever have. Why did Ubisoft rework maps? There could have been more time in just making more maps. Whether they were good or not, that's okay. Some maps are casual maps only, and I'm okay with that. Hell, why can't we have the old maps? Or night maps. When I look at 2019 Siege, they had night maps. They look good. I know I said earlier I would never want to play old Siege, but I would be lying if I said I didn't want night maps. What's the issue? Storage? I got plenty of storage on my SSD. I'll download it if y'all make it optional DLC. There was a leak that Coastline had a night map and it looked fantastic. Like, yeah, sure, the lighting in New Siege is flat and whitewashed a bit. I'm okay with that. Ubisoft, can I just say this right now? I wouldn't mind a new map every year. 1 new map per year. I'm down with that. 2 would be nice, but I'm okay with 1 map. Just no more reworks. No more reworks. If you're gonna rework a map, rework a reworked map like Favela. Please. I haven't experienced too many bugs, but Siege has infamously been known to be a buggy game. Siege is like the only game where every season, there just has to be an issue with something. Sometimes I don't have sound one season, then the next season it will be a gun infinitely shooting. I don't play Siege all the time, I'm not a pro player or a content creator for Siege, so maybe that's why. But what would Siege be without its bugs? Am I right? Okay, for this next section of the video, I'm just gonna list off a bunch of things that I have a problem with in Siege. Some are pretty small and nitpicky, while others I think are serious issues with the game itself. So, here we go. Why is Rainbow Six Siege's store so awful? Why is the balancing between Renown and R6 Silver just not consistent? Why are DLC operators still like 10,000 Renown, like for the old ones? Oh, I actually know why, now that I think about it. Siege really doesn't offer any challenges to work for. The introduction of operator specialities was awesome. Now give me more operator specialities so I can get more renown. Do what Call of Duty does. Allow us to work on challenges for our guns to get cool camos on them, like headshot challenges, long shot challenges, etc. The only thing most people work for in Siege are the rank and the drip from the battle pass. I think people want more though from Siege. Making a custom game in Siege is atrocious. I was recently watching Racevic's video on the potential of custom game modes in Siege, and it makes me sad that Ray's dream still has not been fully realized in Siege. His video of capturing Siege's potential just proves how far Siege can go. Racevic also has another video explaining why video games are so massive nowadays. One of the biggest culprits are cosmetics, which Siege is not innocent from. If you consider cosmetics to be an expression of player freedom, that's superficial. The actual player freedom in Siege comes from within the game itself, and you can't even do much with the settings in custom games. What if we got Halo levels of customization, Forge maps but in Siege, creating sites using Siege's assets? Why can't we swap around guns and operators? I'm on board with the idea that Recruit should have every gun and every gadget. I truly believe Siege won't ever die. The fan base is that loyal, but I would like Siege's community to grow. It doesn't naturally have to be from the intense competitive nature of the game. It could be from casual players seeking to expand the game itself. Oh yeah, we're going there alright. I am not a fan of the modern Siege UI and art style. I mean, just look at this title. The old Siege title and font was amazing, and this one just screams esports. It's been around since Operation High Caliber, and I hate it. I hate the gray windows surrounding text. I hate the backgrounds. I get that they had to update the UI, but why did it have to be so ugly? Instead of the dark and ominous backgrounds, this kiddie esports stuff with lines is just Ubisoft. If you made a remastered UI of either the original 2015 HUD or the 2018 one, the one I was used to, I would use it in a heartbeat. But don't worry, boys and girls, if the trend is right, Siege will have yet another UI change in 2024. That's not real. But I'm just really pessimistic. Menu and HUD elements are actually, a part of a video game. And if the menus aren't part of the tone you're going for in the game, it just feels off. I don't get it, man. And also the sound effects. Like the sound effects when you select things in the menu, when the boom. That sounds cool. I really like that sound effect. But just having the UI look like this? Why am I bringing that up? Well, it's because I believe Siege needs a proper direction. A proper understanding of what Siege is. Is Siege a sport or is it a game? And if it is a game, is it a Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six game? A game with top tier operators working in the field. A very rigorous field, a very tough field that is Special Ops and Black Ops. And I just don't get that with new Siege. Fortunately though, as recently with all this year 8 stuff with demos and everything like that, I've really been enjoying it. But kinda do wish Siege had PvE mode to go along with it. Please. For the love of God, I know Siege is a PvP only game, but you do not know how much I would love a Siege PvE story mode. I was one of the few people who liked Rainbow Six Extraction. Even I have to admit, when I think of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, I'm thinking about the older video games. I'm thinking about the books. Can you imagine a level in a Rainbow Six Siege campaign? Why is there no Siege campaign? I would love that. The potential for Siege is so high. Ubisoft, you have the best tactical shooter on the market. No, you have the best shooter on the market. I want y'all to have the best for the game, but maybe it is wishful thinking. Man. This is my longest video to date. If you made it this far, I appreciate it. It means a lot to me. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege. This game holds my attention more than any other game in recent memory. Even when I haven't played the game in months, I'll eventually come back to it. I've tried other games, some multiplayer games, even some amazing single player games, yet they offer less replayability to me than Siege. I'm not the best player in the world, I'm not aiming for Pro League or even comp. Hell, I'm only a few months into PC gaming and I'm getting slapped around by better players. Yet, Siege is a game I will always love. Its mechanics are unique. Its gameplay loop is difficult but addicting, and you cannot beat the feeling of communicating with your stack and winning a gunfight, a round, a match. No other game has that feeling. Siege is in a whole league of its own. I hate to see the day Siege dies. There's no other game like it. Right now, Siege is in a very healthy spot, and while the game may never reach the numbers it had in 2020, I'm still playing it. You're watching the video and probably played Siege before. If you haven't played the game in a long time, try to come back to it with a couple of friends who are willing to get competitive. Trust me, it's an amazing experience. I'm a weirdo. I like people who are different than others. I like things that are unique, special. I like things that are one of a kind. And Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege is a one of a kind game. Honestly, this video was 2 years in the making, but I didn't have the confidence in myself to put a video like this until now. I had no goal in mind while writing the script for this video, yet here it is. Once again, to all of you who have made it to the end of this video, thank you. I hope this video made you realize that Siege has a special place in our hearts.